What's going on, everybody? Welcome in for another Indie Comics Talk tonight. Got Lewis Southard here with us to talk about Midnight Western Theater, Zestworld Comics, and his comics over there, including Villain Seeking Hero and Terrifying Tales to Keep to Yourself. Little anthology series there. Welcome in.
Hello, Jeremy. You reminded me that you and I have a long storied history together. That this is our second meeting of all things.
Yeah, first time on here, but like over 2 years ago on the Science channel, we were on at some crazy hour of the night talking about Midnight Western Theater, and we all should have been in bed.
And now we're back. And
now we're back at a normal hour.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on. Usually like to start these out with having you tell a little bit about yourself and how you got interested in comics, and then how you took that step then to start creating comics.
Okay, that's going to be a long and storied path. So
we'll start with the first part. Who are you? What got you into comics?
I'm Lewis Southard. I am a comic book writer and creator who has worked with Scout Comics, currently Zestworld, and formerly Action Lab Entertainment. I write all sorts of bizarre, fun, sometimes dark stories. As you put, the books you can actively find are Midnight Western Theater, Villain Seeking Hero, and Lewis Southard's Terrifying Tales to Keep to Yourself. And what got me into comics, I believe I was 12, 13. Oh, no, I know. It was the Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions video game on the Wii. Because I was like, what do you mean there's more than one Spider-Man? And then it led me down this rabbit hole of trying to figure all that out. So
yeah,
that was my gateway. I remember the first comic I ever bought in my whole life was the first issue of Spider-Man Noir, because I thought he was so cool from the game. But and then how did I get into comics? That's the finale.
What made you take the step from hey, I love reading these things, I want to go create some now?
Well, like any good story, it begins in Paris, France. I am at university and I'm losing my mind. I'm not particularly happy with anything going on, and I pretty much was like, Am I allowed to swear? Am I allowed to? Oh, then I said, fuck it. I said, I don't want to deal with this. So I left school. I came back to the States. I moved to New York City, and I'm like, now I'm all about comics. I'm going to make the comics. Funnily enough, what we're going to be talking about tonight, Villain Seeking Hero, features ideas and concepts and characters that I would doodle in high school, in the margins of notes and stuff, funnily enough. So it was very much I just want to follow my passion and just try to make a book and try to get anyone to say yes. So, that's how it went. I sent an email to a publisher and they were crazy enough to say, okay, yeah, we'll do that with you. So yeah, that's how I got in.
So we can start off talking about that story, because that is the story that you've got your main story over on Zestworld Comics. So what do you want to start with? What Zestworld Comics is, or what Villain Seeking Hero is?
Villain Seeking Hero, that's more important. I think, to sum that up, that book is about a team of supervillains. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Siri's listening in.
Siri's not having any of it.
Siri's searching for villains on the web.
So anyway, it's a team of supervillains. It's set in a world where being a hero and a villain is more bureaucratic. There are organizations that pretty much control everyone. You have to be registered to be a villain or a hero. And it's the main character is a veteran villain named Master Molecule. And the story is very much about his career downward spiral. And now he is forced to lead a team known as the Frightening Five, which consists of only 2 other members, and the 3 of them have to basically navigate their careers in this slightly bizarre world.
Yeah, like it feels like it's looking at the superhero genre and taking it apart a little bit, because there's some funny takes on, let's say, different team dynamics, different maybe different characters from the big 2.
I'd say well, it kind of like takes the window dressing of some stuff that you may be familiar with, and then it's just like, okay, how can we make this a little bit different? I remember, people hear superhero deconstruction makes them want to go to sleep. We've seen that enough.
Right.
I've been told, so I'm allowed to say this. Somebody else said this once upon a time, that Villain Seeking Hero, it came across more as a reconstruction, where it's like it's less. It ends up being less mean spirited, or less like let's break our toys, but it's more so like a Lego set, where it's like, you build it, you can break it, but guess what? You build something new out of it.
I like that. Yeah.
So as of right now, there's only 8 issues, I believe. On Zestworld. So like a great example of that is in the second story arc, we introduce an organization called Skull, and it's led by a villain called the Skull Commander, and he's got who's a living skeleton man, and he's got like a girlfriend named the Duchess, and anybody can be like, oh, that's just Cobra Commander, Baroness. I've seen that before, but the story, nobody cares about that. Like, it's just the metaphor there is that this guy is doing pretty well. The whole story is this guy that I once knew is doing better than me, and it annoys me. Like somebody has succeeded, and I'm just like running a team of 2 idiots. So
it's like taking something that we're all familiar with and are, I guess, comfortable with, worlds that were like, this is nostalgia, I love these characters, but now it's like, let's do something new, let's do something fun. That's what it felt like when I was reading it. And of course, it's not those familiar characters, but it's a whole new take on everything. And I was having fun reading through all of it, versus sometimes, I don't know, the Marvel DC, it's like some of it's way too serious. It's like, we got to have this dark take on everything, and everyone has to be suffering. I mean, they're suffering, but it's a different kind. Like you said, it's hey, I'm jealous of where you are in your villain career, and I got these weird people that I don't want on my team following me around everywhere. So yeah, I like it.
It's a comedy through and through. I think if nothing else, you're going to get a big laugh out of it. I know that's been the what's the word? I don't know, the highlight of the whole book. I'd say it's the sense of humor. I don't think it's very mean spirited. I think it could definitely end up being mean when necessary, but I think overall it's just fun.
Yeah, I would say that even starting with the first issue, when he's told the team is the Frightful Five, and there's just the 3 of them, and it's like, where are the other 2? What happened to them?
Yeah, what's going on?
There was never 5 of them.
No, my favorite bit is when he goes to complain to his boss, and he's like, "Oh, I messed up a form. It's like you guys were supposed to be called Crime Wave with a K. Yeah. Looks like I have 5 people to apologize to." Like, like that's the kind of humor you're gonna find.
The bureaucracy is messing things up.
Yep.
Yeah. So and like you said beforehand, there's more of this to come over on Zestworld in the future. More issues of Villain Seeking Heroes.
This is a weekly book, so like I think next week we took a break for the holidays, but next week we're coming right back. It's going to continue where we left off in the second story arc, and then go into the third one. We should have we have 10 more issues, so that's 10 more weeks of story, and we'll just see how it goes from there. It just depends on, I guess, how Zestworld, how they see the book is doing. And I guess that's a good enough segue if you want me to go into Zestworld.
Yeah. So why did you bring it over to Zestworld?
Because they let me. Because I sent an email. I was on another podcast and they asked me what's the secret to comic books, and I had to actually think about it, and I was just like, sending the email. It's just like you just send a random email to somebody and be like, hey, what's going on here? And once in a while somebody will go, nothing, go away. And then I think that's most of the time. But sometimes you get someone being like, oh yeah, there's something going on here, come check it out. And then but you never know who it's going to be. So I sent him an email. Zestworld is like, it's just like Webtoon, but with more. It's got like a bunch of creators on there, where it does, like, you can do chapters or weekly issues or monthly issues of your series, but also some other creators are doing commission work. So you have direct access to just some like very talented artists. I know Joelle Jones is on there, Dave Marquez, and what's the other one? Oh yeah, you have Phil Jimenez. Jeez.
Yeah.
No, so it's like that's a pretty good way, and there's also newsletters and stuff.
And you can't beat those prices.
Oh no, but it's just like, but a lot of this content there is free as well. Which, like my content, for example, not to plug myself. I mean, God, heaven forbid.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah, right. And it's a pretty good resource that I think connects fans to creators, and that's kind of good to have. I know for me personally, like the website's so easy to use that I've been able to interact with more people. So that's been kind of like a good resource for me, especially now where it seems like social media is on fire. So it's nice to have a place where, it seems more creator and fan driven.
I guess that's not taking me directly. It's scrolling down to the comments. There I might have left a comment 2 days ago.
I saw. I'm sorry I did not reply. I figured I would reply in person.
Yeah. I was gonna say, this is like you said, Webtoons has that. You can hit the like button, you can hit the comment, drops a comment on it. So I like that functionality where you can interact with the creator and be able to do those types of things.
If you subscribe, I see your email, so I could send you memes in the middle of the night when you're not expecting it. So it's brilliant. Plug away. Thank you, Inja Binja. I'll plug all night. Don't worry.
Let me go back to here. Yeah. So we've got
Throw Up Terrifying Tales. Let's talk about that.
Which I remember when maybe I saw you post about it on somewhere on social media or something, but somewhere I backed, I think, this story in a anthology. I don't know where that anthology is right now, but I remember seeing this a preview for this little story here.
That was Producing the End of the World, and that was by Soda and Telepaths, the Australian comics outlet.
So it's going to come from Australia, so it's going to be a little while.
Yeah, so luckily I got permission from the guy running that to include this in a horror anthology. The flip through the art, it's fine. But like, I remember, what was it? I had a brilliant idea. I was on a road trip earlier this year, and my partner and I, we were just like, talking to pass the time, and we were spitballing like horror concept ideas, and we were like, oh, this would be like a good like premise for like an anthology book, like write a bunch of short stories, get a bunch of talented artists in, and go from there. So I'm like, this is a crackerjack idea. Let's make this, and then I'm gonna pitch it, and it's gonna get picked up like lightning. Nobody's gonna say no to this. And then after I did half the stories, and I messaged everyone. I'm like, look at this thing. What do you think? And they're like, anthologies are dead. Nobody does anthologies anymore. Nobody's gonna want this. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this was dead on arrival until Zestworld gave it a second chance. So that I'm very, very happy about. some very fun stories in this, where it's as you can see right here. This is Penny and the Mechanical Mr. Strawberry, which is about that's really good. So
who's
the
the
five
artist on this?
that is Domenico Pagano, I believe.
Okay.
The other stories are each horrific in their own ways. Each a different artist. It's that's Penny. Yeah, second one is How to Seduce Commuting Women on the Train. The third one is The Mouse in the House. The fourth one is Do Skeletons Dream of Dead Sheep? And the last
where
one,
that went.
yeah, right. And and then the last one is What We Find Where There Is Nothing. So each one a different vibe, different take on stuff. I had a lot of fun making this.
This is a separate artist here from this stuff?
Oh yes, that's Lane. The credits are all there. That's Lane Lloyd.
Yeah, I've seen this art a couple times recently. There's I think CEX Publishing has something.
I think so.
With their art,
Lane's been picking up. Lane's been real hot right now. People have been picking up them for their art.
And then
is that it?
This is from Tales from the Cloakroom.
Oh wow.
But yeah, no, like I immediately recognize that art now. I love it.
Yeah, I got Lane to do the cover, or not the cover, but it's just like the baseline image of Villain Seeking Hero for Zestworld. So if you see the character shot, that's all Lane's work.
Okay. Yeah.
This is Maggie Vicknair. This is Do Skeletons Dream.
This one. I remember seeing this pop up on, I think it was Instagram.
This one's the biggest hit out of I put it all on Instagram for free as well. Or not Instagram, Twitter, and I think I did on Instagram. But I put it all out for free. This was the one everyone was like, yeah, we like this one.
You need a Skelly pin.
Oh yeah.
With that quote on it. I said 2 sugars.
Yeah. Good old Skeletonio right there.
Yes.
He's my spirit animal. That's the character I probably, out of anything I've ever made, I relate to the most.
That though, it's just Skeletonio.
Get it right. He's a man. He's a man who gets a lot of disrespect in his life. We need to cut him some slack.
He has Skelly written on his cup.
They spelled it wrong. It's Starbucks, man. What do you expect?
That's fair. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I think once people see this story more, they're going to be demanding Skeletonio merchandise.
Of course. We're going to see, give it 5 more months. We're going to be seeing Skeletonio everywhere. There's going to be petitions to put Skeletonio on Netflix, on HBO Max. We're going to get Zack Snyder to direct it. Everything's going to be great. I guarantee it.
You got to get somebody else to direct it first, and then Zack Snyder to come in and do his own cut too. Or wait, Snyder did it first, and then somebody came in. I don't remember.
We'll get David Lynch to come in the middle. Yeah, and we'll make some real art house stuff out of this.
Yeah, the Skeletonio Snyder cut.
I wish.
Oh man, yeah. No, that absolutely. Just seeing it, I'm like, I'm in. But yeah, I mean, different art styles in this are all awesome.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very happy with everyone I found for this book, and everyone who worked on it had a very good time, and I very much tried to find people who were right for the vibe of the art. I feel like a lot of people are more, you have to find the right artist for the right story, if that makes sense. Like, so that's if anything the greatest obstacle in making comics, like trying to find the right artist instead of just finding an artist, which is definitely something I struggled with in the beginning. Like in the beginning, I remember I was happy for anyone release the Skeletonio Snyder cut. Yes,
the Steven gets it. Already coming in.
It's already okay. Everyone, You Promised Me Comics Army Nation. What is your crew called?
I don't know. I haven't come up with a name for that.
Okay. we'll figure. I don't. Your Sparks comics. Okay, Sparkies. Okay, the Sparkies out there. Get hashtag Skeletonio trending right now on Twitter. We need Skeletonio. We need the world to know Skeletonio is around. Here, even take a screenshot of him saying, "I said 2 sugars." Say hashtag Skeletonio. No other content. I'll do it right now.
Let me scroll up to.
Everyone get that image. If I don't see this trending by midnight, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep.
Let me just go through my ad first on YouTube. Here we go. Now I can take a screenshot. Going to Twitter.
Perfect. Wait, this is this is the content people want. This is
Absolutely.
it. Oh wait, I gotta even find. There it is.
Okay. Hashtag release the Skeletonio cut. Skeletonio Snyder cut. Hold on. Oh God, I'm gonna get Snyder cultist in my mentions here.
Good. All press is good press. We need if we can get their fervent devotion to that man on our. What's our hashtag here? Hashtag Skeletonio.
Hashtag Skeletonio. Hashtag release the Skeletonio Snyder cut.
Okay. Release the Skeletonio Snyder cut. Perfect.
This is happening. I did just post that. So
okay, mine's up. We've got a movement. This is a movement right now.
You guys are over there on Twitter, which I know it's a hellscape, but if you're over there, go ahead and repost or post your own. Get Skeletonio trending.
I can feel vibrations from a 20-mile radius from right here where I'm sitting. The people outside are roaring and ranting and raving. I know it's happening. I can feel it in my bones.
In your bones?
In my exactly.
That's Skeletonio's bones?
I don't know the guy well enough to know what goes on in his bones, but give it time.
I mean, Skeletonio looks a little bit like it could be a diva. I mean,
probably.
I said 2 sugars, not 1. Come on. I demand more sugar.
Okay. Enough of Skeletonio.
Yeah,
what else we got? We'll let the Sparkies move on from now. They're gonna take it from here.
So those are the 2 that you got on Zestworld right now. Any other future plans going on with Zestworld in the works?
Not that I really know of, other than just continuing Villain Seeking Hero. The future of that is really, as I said earlier, dependent on, fan reception. If people want more, if that's there, I'm more than happy to continue the story. But I'm also just happy for, I guess, the opportunity that Zestworld provides, which is that I actually have a place where I can put my, unpublished work and create a pseudo library just for people to enjoy. So if anything, that's probably the greatest resource I have in terms of what Zestworld does for me. So that's really good.
Yeah. What other things can you share about Zestworld and what's going on with all that?
I don't know. After that, that's above my pay grade. I think I know there's a lot of other good creators. I know they have a leaderboard, so you can see the top 10 stories going on right now. I know they got Dave Marquez's story. Joe, and I don't think there we go. Comic Uno just gone on recently, and her story is very fun. It's very good. We got Peter Tomasi's and a bunch of up and coming.
Isn't that releasing from Image?
It's like a Substack type of thing where everyone releases the book, but some people can get publishing deals afterwards. It's completely creator owned. Everyone still has the rights to their books, so that's really good.
That's awesome. And I saw this. I know there's a good Lady Killer following that those fans are gonna want to come over to check that out because that's new Lady Killer content from Joelle Jones there.
Of course.
Yeah. And while they're over there,
Check out Villain Seeking Hero. Oh my God, it's still there. Anybody here? Do you want me to tell the long and terrible story behind Villain Seeking Hero?
Whatever you want to tell of it, whatever you can tell of it, feel free.
Okay. So as I said earlier, I had left school, moved to New York, and I'm like, I know what I want to do. The easiest book to get on the market, to get picked up by a publisher, a multi-issue, independent superhero book from a guy no one's ever heard of. This is gonna get picked up like a wildfire. This is gonna start, and of course, nobody wanted it until 2019. I got picked up by Action Lab Entertainment, and if you don't know anything about Action Lab Entertainment, I ask all the Sparkies to Google them, and you will see the cavalcade of horror stories, I guess. Yeah. No, I remember this time last year, maybe the summer of last year. Or no, the summer 2 summers ago. That's when they imploded. A bunch of creators left or went on strike to get like their rights back. They were basically holding books hostage. Fortunately, I was lucky enough to get my book back prior to the implosion, through my own way of complaining. I'll say that. But I remember I was so excited. I was so excited to get the publishing deal, and 2020 had rolled around, February of 2020, and my editor tells me, we have the date, it's coming out in June, as long as there are no hiccups, as long as nothing happens in 2020, we're gonna be fine. And then, of course,
2020 was an uneventful year, right?
Then everything happened. Then it happened. I got millions of dollars, and I am the most successful comic book writer who's ever lived. No, that book, but industry shut down, world closed. That book, poof, gone, shelved, never to see the light of day until, which led to me having to get the rights back. So, like, you know, at this point, it's just all about, like, this is why I like Zestworld. It's all about just having it in a place for people to actually read, because that's 10 times preferable than having it just, you know, be on some random person's computer and I'm not even allowed to touch it, right?
Right.
So
well, I feel like that's mostly the reason people create comics anyways, is you have a story that you think will resonate with people and will be something that people can enjoy. And of course there's money making also you want to do, but
I don't think anybody ever wrote a story just for no one to look at it or to read it. You know, I think everybody wants some eyes on it. That's why with something like this, it's up for free, because at this point I'm like, I just want people to look at it. I want people to enjoy it. It's not about the money. It's for this book. It's just for this book. Yeah. It's especially not about the money. It's all about I just want people to actually read it, you know? So that's very altruistic. I'm a very good person, you know, like all good people. I have to say that out loud. So, I'm very satisfied with where it's going. While is there a part of me that's maybe disappointed that it didn't reach the heights that it could have? Sure, anybody will have that, but it's better not to really dwell on it too much. You know, just be happy with what you get. And funnily enough, and perfect segue, this, you know, that downfall, that thing shutting down led into quite possibly my breakout book, which was Midnight Western Theater, which is how we even met in the first place. Because the Spine Text podcast picked up on that, and we talked about that. Do you want me to get into that, or do you remember what do you want? You hit me up with the synopsis of Midnight Western Theater. Your fandom is on charge. Give me a log line right now.
Time to reread it recently, so it's been a little bit, but we've got hit me with their names again. It's Hortensia.
You got it.
Hortensia and I don't remember his name.
Alexander.
Alexander. Why do I remember Hortensia but not Alexander?
Because she's cool. That's why.
I mean, she is. But yeah, so well, it's somewhat a Western story set in the West. I don't remember the era, so I don't know if there is an era that it's set in.
It's set in the 1860s.
1860s. Okay, so set in the 1860s, and you put me on the spot here. I'm bad with synopsises anyway. So
you want me to take it?
So Hortensia is going around with Alexander through the West, and it's been a while, man.
It's a weird. It's all good. It's all good.
I remember the vibes, and it was, but I don't remember the details.
You and everyone else. I think that's what that book is most famous for. I guess
the vibes are good. The vibes are good.
Well, damn, no, it's all about the David Hahn art, I would say.
Yes.
No,
David Hahn's art is fantastic.
Yeah, but with that, it was it's a weird West, and it's all about like one and done adventures. So there is a bit of an overarching story, but each issue there's a problem, and Hortensia, who is this undead, I'm just gonna call her a cowboy because that's what she is, this undead cowboy, and her vampire sidekick having to resolve them. So it's very simple premise.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I always am like, is she also somehow a vampire? Like there was always like hints where I was like, you knew she was not human, but it was one of those like, man, is she just really good at hiding that she's a vampire? And secretly, we're gonna find out plot twist later on that.
Funnily enough, that's exactly what.
That's
hey,
arc too.
And no, we're working on Midnight Western Theater 2, and the whole thing is a prequel, and it's all about Hortensia, like what she is, like where she came from, like how exactly did this? Because if it's not exactly a spoiler, Midnight Western Theater 1, each issue opens with a flashback, and it's all about how I guess she entered the world of the occult. And it ends with her. There's a ritual, and you don't see the ritual. It's a bit of a time jump. And in volume 2, you see the ritual. You know what happens, and you get a deeper understanding of how this, because she's a little girl when it happens, how this little girl becomes like this killing machine cowboy in her modern day. So I'm very excited to do that. Oddly enough, I remember a lot of people clamoring to figure out what her horse's name is, because she has a skeleton horse.
Yes.
And everyone's like, what's the name of the horse? So this is a Lewis Southard guarantee. You're going to get the name of the horse in volume 2. So all the fans out there are finally going to rest easy.
Yeah, I actually have. Do you remember the variant cover that was done for it?
Is it the 3D modeling one?
Say that again.
It's like drawn on a 3D model. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the horse on that, I was like, well, damn.
Yeah, no, that's a really good cover.
Yeah, got the whole. I think what actually was funny is I had a bunch of those. Because I bought I bought it from wherever they were selling it. It was like buy one for like $20 or buy 5 for like 40, and I was like,
yeah, okay. Go for it. Why not?
I'll just buy a bunch of them. It's a really good deal. Why not? So I've still got like 3 of them somewhere in my.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your support.
It was a cool cover and a good book. After I read the first issue, I was like, well, I already clicked on Hyper over there, but he gets to go up on the screen again. But yeah, no, it was one of those ones I was like, yep, immediately I need more. I need to know more about this world once like the arc had ended.
I definitely like the book is simple enough that like there's, how can I describe it? Because it's like there's a bigger picture, because you're only seeing like these small adventures, but it's like, there are werewolves and there's like, obviously vampires and there's cults. So it's like, okay, well, this is just like two people's view of it, you know?
Right.
So it's like, and it's not even that nuanced. It's more like, how do we kill this thing? You know, like I guess volume 2, if you're a fan of world building, if you're a fan of just like, you know, deepening a story,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. There is more of a story in volume 2, because the first one, as I said, it's just mainly one and dones, and then the second one, it's mostly like, no, we have a very clear beginning, middle, and end. So,
Yeah.
and I think
Okay.
that's going to structure things a lot better. And I think I think anybody who read the first one is going to see, especially Hortensia, in a whole new light. And I think you can just read one and not even need the other, funnily enough. So it's just like a good enough standalone story. But of course, you're going to get a lot more if you read all of it.
Right. So the volume 1 story, because it'll be, or volume 2 story will be complete enough that you don't have to know what's going on, and you could kind of read that and then maybe hop into volume 1, kind of read it in reverse order.
Well, that's the beauty of it being a prequel. So like, you know, it doesn't really matter what order you read it in. Like, nothing's going to get spoiled in volume 1, and volume 2 only informs volume 1. So you can go nuts. It's player's choice.
So Star Wars, do you got to do the prequels, the sequels, the original first?
yeah, it's very much, it's a lot like that. I did it all out of order. Well,
so are you gonna have, you got your volume 1, right? Volume 2 is the prequel, and then is there gonna be a volume 3 that's the sequel?
You nailed it. You nailed it right on the head.
You're pulling a Star Wars here.
Yeah, I did it very unintentionally. Funnily enough, I had what's a 4? It's not. I know it's not a quadro. It's like a tetralogy, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because like the first one's one and done adventures. The second one's a prequel, and I remember talking to my partner and being like, "Oh, my idea for the third one is we go back to Hortensia and Alexander in the modern day, and they fight Mothman, and they do this and that and the other thing." And my partner was like, "You cannot have the subject matter that you have in the second book and then follow it up with Mothman, because it's like it's gonna create a huge disconnect." And I don't really want to get into the subject matter of the second book because it's very spoilery, but it's like, I guess that's what's the word, unintentional effect of a story, I guess, where sometimes the story will tell you where it has to go as opposed to where you would like it to go. I think if I got my way, I would love to do like the sort of Hellboy approach, where they're like, you just release like little short story collections.
Okay.
With some of my more, like, there's a main like set of books that has the main story, and then just all the supplementary material, I guess. But that's in the universe where I'm famous and a millionaire and everything.
Got all them time and money to make comics.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I remember I'm kind of sick of being the cowboy guy. So I would like, that's why I'm promoting Villain Seeking Hero as much as I am. But I also have a scoop. I also have a big scoop for this. This is the podcast to break it.
Do I got a banner for here we go.
A scoop, big breaking. Oh, hell yeah. Awesome.
I can also say surprise.
Okay. Hell yeah. Okay. So, I've recently made a deal to get with Sumerian Comics.
Okay.
For I guess a new series. It's a new series, a new mini series. Okay. The only thing I'll cap it off with is that it is a noir. It is a detective story. So hopefully this will get me out of the cowboy market. I'm going to get the noir market tends to be dads. So dads love detective stories. So if my target demographic is now going to be, let's say 35% cowboys and then 65% dads, I think I will actually make it to that millionaire future I keep talking about. I think that'll do it.
So you're going back to your reading roots.
My
Spider-Man
reading roots.
noir.
Ah, yeah.
Going into noir stories here.
Time is a flat circle, as I've been
Yes.
told. Yeah, it's all connected. It's all connected.
No, that's awesome. Sumerian, great publisher to work with. Got some awesome stuff coming out. So
no, I'm very excited. But that's all I could say. So
yeah,
so everyone nobody tattle. Okay, nobody reveal that. Just keep doing #Skeletonio. Keep that news to yourself.
Yes, exactly. Let's see. I gotta go over Twitter, check the Skeletonio status.
I'm sure Elon Musk has said something by now. Let me see.
Oh yeah, he said Skeletonio is destroying Twitter. I need to stop madness. You all will be banned from Twitter here. Unfortunately, I don't see it in the trending topics right now.
It says here, Skeletonio has been arrested by Romanian authorities.
I missed that.
Expected as much.
Skeletonio, stop causing troubles.
Oh man.
Hey, Skeletonio goes back all the way to. There are tweets in 2015.
Damn. So Jesus. You just revealed that I'm the fraud here tonight. I didn't even create.
There are 4 tweets before tonight about Skeletonio.
Let me see this.
It's literally just #Skeletonio. That is the tweet.
My God, Chicago fire. No, wait, no, never mind. Yeah, no, this is odd. This is very odd.
They are really weird, random tweets that have.
I think this is like, you ever see the movie Blue Velvet?
No.
Okay, I don't know. I think we've uncovered like some sort of Twin Peaksian type of thing. There's a deeper conspiracy here that we should not have seen this. That's all I'm trying to say. This is something going on.
Skeletonio was implanted into our minds by these previous tweeters.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I gotta look away. This is I'm getting goosebumps right now. This is upsetting me. And I may have to take it down now. I'm probably gonna get sued after this. I wouldn't.
I don't know the origin of these original ones.
Shit.
It's kind of mysterious.
Sparkies, flag those, report those tweets, get them taken off the internet.
Stolen intellectual property prior to Skeletonio existing. They pre-stole him.
Am I allowed
right out of your brain?
Can I go back and how do I sue the past? I can do that, right?
You just gotta find a time traveling lawyer.
That's true. That's easy. Anyone can do that.
There we go. Perfect. You're all set then.
Okay. Well, maybe we should talk about. I could talk. Okay, let's enough of Skeletonio. I know he's great.
It's fun to talk about, but
he's good. There's
other things going on.
Okay. I could talk about how villain seeking hero in Midnight Western Theater. Oh no, hit me with a question. A comic book writer question. What's a go-to one?
I guess so. We've talked about kind of how villain seeking heroes came about. How did you come up with the idea for Midnight Western Theater? What was the inspiration behind that?
Okay. So I was living in Brooklyn at the time, and I would always go to a different cafe every morning to just go write. And I remember I was watching a lot of Westworld at the time, and I was listening to Disintegration by The Cure. So some goth music for those who are unfamiliar. And then I was staring out the window. I was supposed to be working, but of course I was procrastinating. And I'm looking out the window, and I just think to myself, "Oh, goth cowboys, that's a cool idea." And then I like shot up, and I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, I've never seen that before." So I literally, this is not even an embellishment, not an exaggeration. I packed up all my stuff, I went home and I immediately drew up Hortensia and Alexander little drawings, and I was like, this is it. And David Hahn. This ties back into something I was talking about earlier, where sometimes you just send an email to someone random and they'll just say like yes, like, oh, I can do that. The trick to the comic book industry, because David Hahn, industry pro, he's been in here for as long as can be, and like I remember I just randomly found him online. I didn't even know like that he was that big of a deal, and I was like, hey, you don't know me, but I'm working on a goth cowboy book. It's about this lady who's on a skeleton horse and a vampire who doesn't want to be a vampire, and they go around and they solve oh no, that wasn't it. No, it was, I randomly messaged him about Villain Seeking Hero because he did a one shot featuring my interdimensional goth girl character called the Documenter. And I'm like, hey, do you want to draw this issue? And he's like, you had me at interdimensional goth girl, like I'm in. And he drew that, and I'm like, this guy's great. And when I drew up the Midnight Western Theater stuff, I was like, well, I know this guy likes drawing goth women. So I'm like, hey, David, goth cowboys. And he's like, okay, yes, you got me again. Goth cowboys, I'm in.
Just so the key words for getting David Hahn to do art on a comic is it's goth girl.
Goth girl, yeah. That'll get it. That'll get him. That's his kryptonite. That's how I built my career off of that man's weakness.
So then, goth girl.
No, I should not say that. Oh God, that's evil. I'm sorry, David. Don't share this with David Hahn. Nobody do that. Fucking gonna get sued for the Skeletonio thing and get sued by David Hahn for exploitation. Anyway.
So to build the rest of your comics empire, you just need to continue to create goth girl comics. And
dude, I got a literal pitch going. The title's called Goth Girlfriend Nightmare Dreams. I know what my niche is at this point.
And David's doing the art on it.
No. Not this time. Not this time.
I'm joking.
But
that would be hilarious though if he did, like, he was like, yeah, you said goth girl, done.
You got me again. Damn it. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in every time.
Yeah. It's I've seen his art also on like honestly what's funny is the things I've seen his art on are like modern indie comics, not like the old like stuff that he's known more for, but like the Impossible Jones stuff that he did with Carl Kessel.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, so that, and then seeing the art in Villain Seeking Hero is like, yep, he's got a good take on superheroes and that genre, but I think it's more fun the way he's doing it in the indie comics versus back, it's like Marvel and DC. That's like, you have to draw things not necessarily a certain way, but it has to fall within certain parameters because it's their IPs versus what you guys are doing here. You got whatever you want to do with the story.
Yeah.
Yours. You do what you want.
Yeah, no, that's the beauty of it. Well, I think I could say like David's he's a bit, I guess his style is not really what's popular right now, I don't think, in terms of like mainstream superhero books.
Yeah.
But as such, that's allowed. I don't want to speak for him, but just based on my working relationship with him, it seems like it's allowed him to try to do I guess things that he never got the chance to. So I think that's really, this isn't a spoiler. I'm allowed to talk about this. Him and I are working on another book. Another scoop for the people. We're working on another book. That's in development, and that is very much, I could tell the story. David hit me up and it's like, hey, I have this like idea, like I have this world I've been wanting to draw. Like I've like been building something in my mind and been drawing for like years. Can you write me a story to inhabit that world? And I was like, no, he was like, do you have a story? to inhabit that world. And I said, of course. And I didn't. I was like,
but you made one.
Give me 3 days. Give me 3 days. And by the third day, I managed, like after writer's block and trying not to do anything that I guess has been seen before, I managed to come up with a solid enough idea. And David immediately was like, that's it. So him and I, this is not a spoiler, not to upset my fans, but there is no goth girl in this one. I've gone against my own
streak.
I've gone against my own sensibilities this time. I don't know why, but this time it's it's all like my story. I can say this, without a doubt. My story is going to be like in the back seat, because what he's doing with this specific project is going to be like unlike anything you've ever seen from him or in terms of like the history of his career. So that's something I'm very excited about.
So he's kind of been like really just building this world in his mind and drawing things with it, and just was looking to put a story into it. So yeah, that's awesome. All the breaking news tonight.
Two scoops. Two
scoops, better than one. I don't know. Ice cream I'm thinking about now. What is it? Is it that's the Raisin Bran? They've got the
Raisin Bran?
Raisin Bran cereal? Oh
yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not 80 years old. I'm still in my Cocoa Puffs and like what's the one? Oops, too many. Oh, what's it called? The Captain Crunch one.
Yeah, the Crunch Berries.
Yes, too many
Crunch berries.
Yeah, no, I love that one.
I've never had Raisin Bran, honestly, but
You're a fraud, Jeremy.
I just remember the freaking Sun with its and all the commercials, and it's got the 2 scoops. Hold on.
It's got 2 Jesus.
2 scoops. I think there was like an old box where it actually said 2 scoops or something on it too. There's 2 scoops of raisins in the box.
I think you've been Mandela affected. I don't think that's real at all.
That is completely. It's right there.
No, not does that says that does not say 2 scoops.
Raisin Bran, 2 scoops.
What is this?
Does that say
2? Okay. I'm sorry. I take it back. I'm the fraud. I'm the fraud. Okay.
No, look at this.
Okay. No need to rub it in. No need to rub it in now. I get it. I was wrong.
Oh man. I don't know why that certain marketing things just stick in your brain, whether you want them there or not. And that was apparently the one for me.
Good. For all the Raisin Bran fans are losing their minds tonight that they finally got a shout out.
The like -2 people that.
Let's get hashtag Raisin Bran trending right now. Hashtag I'm tweeting that right now. Fuck it. I don't care anymore.
Things that Skeletonio won't eat.
Yep. Hashtag Skeletonio. Hashtag Raisin Bran.
So with
this is not what I expected when I came onto this podcast. I didn't expect it would go. Okay, that's it. That's going to be
what to expect sometimes on here.
Fair enough. That's going to be trending in 2 hours. Don't worry.
Hey, if Raisin Bran has, I think, a stronger shot of starting to trend.
I think Raisin Bran has. They have an grandfathered audience. I think.
Literally grandfather.
But that's good. That's so good. Fucking hell.
If people want to kind of follow along with what's going on with you and your writing, how do they follow along?
I think after this display, no one's going to want to hear from me ever again.
They want to hear puns about how old the audience is of Raisin Bran.
Okay. Let's get serious. Let's get back to business. Okay. You can, if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lewis Southard. I think on Twitter it's actually at Lewis J Southard. You can find Villain Seeking Hero at Zestworld. So Google me or Zestworld or Villain Seeking Hero. You can find Midnight Western Theater on Scout Comics website, and I think that's about it. If you you can also read the Skeletonio origin story on Zestworld as well, and Lewis Southard's terrifying tales to keep to yourself. So there it all is. You'll find me, and then you people can tell me if I'm a good enough writer or not. So that here for the Raisin Bread commentary. I'm sorry, man. Oh man, I would hate that. I would hate that at this point. I just build a community of Raisin Bran fans.
He's here for the Skeletoni Snyder cut too. So
oh, okay, good.
Don't worry.
I'm hitting a new niche tonight. I'm okay with that.
Never thought I would mention Raisin Bran on the channel, let alone have us start some commentary on it. So
you're welcome. You're welcome.
It's been a good night of random stuff. Anything else you want to plug tonight? Or
nope. I'm done.
I'm plugging.
Done. Okay, Raisin Bran. Let's plug some pull up some brands of Raisin Bran if you can. Let's plug them. They need the help.
Wait, hold on. We got to get the classic, the two. Oh gosh, there's a Two Scoops commercial.
Okay, let's play it. Are we allowed to play
No,
it?
I think I might get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that out. But I just pulled that up, and that was what.
There we go.
There. While we're talking about Raisin Bran, what powers you to write your comics? It's not Raisin Bran, but
buddy, I need to feed myself. I need to feed my family. I need to do that. I need to. No. What powers me to make comics? I don't know. I love it. It's if I have an addiction in life, it's comics. It is just one of those things where it's like the fucking Speed Racer quote. It's like, how does it go? It's like I only know how to do one thing, and I got to do something. So it's like that's where I'm at. I know how to make comics. I love making comics. And I just want to keep making more comics. Unfortunately, it's as simple as that.
Well, it's a good thing that's what powers you to make them, because it's gonna keep you making them. Is your one piece of advice? Send that email.
Always send the email. Well, you know what? Funnily enough, you would be surprised how I think a lot of people struggle with like that sense of struggle of the fear of failure. Like, oh, I don't want to deal with that rejection. What if they don't like it? What if, it blows up in my face? And I think I've met a lot of people. I know a lot of people who don't even, go that far with it just because they're afraid of the result of the reaction. And the problem with that is, you're never going to know what the reaction is until you reach out or you send that thing or you do that thing. And I always think of it like, if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it and they could get it. So it's like, why not you then? You have to put your, I guess, fear in the back seat if you want to actually make that story or make that piece of art or, make whatever it is that you want to make. I guess if anything, it's also, no, I'm not going to say that, but it's probably not going to be as bad as you think. And you're probably better off actually putting it out there as opposed to like, doing nothing with it or just, just stalling, I guess.
I feel like the worst case is no. And then you're back at not sending that email anyways. So if that happens,
you're just back at square. Like literally nothing has changed. Literally nothing changed.
Yeah.
Unless you get picked up, you get the yes. And then you're like, oh, here we go. And then boom, you're already in the industry. And that's literally all it takes.
Best case, you get what you wanted. And you get to have fun making goth cowgirl comics and
making dreams come true, man.
Dreams come noir true. Comics and everything. All the genres for fans of cowboys, dads who love noir.
Yeah.
It's all out there. Thanks for coming on and chatting tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeremy. This was a fun time. I didn't expect. I'm glad we got a movement started tonight. I'm very, very happy about that. We got to check the stock market after this. Kellogg's probably had a little boost. You know, I'm
Maybe,
pretty.
maybe they're going for 3 scoops now.
Maybe that's the marketing strategy for the next one. Oh man. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone go check out Lewis over on Zestworld Comics. Follow along with the Villain Seeking Hero over there, and keep an eye out on all the projects that are coming up from Lewis. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Have a nice night.